You know, anime can sometimes give you different feelings. It can get you sad or motivated. It can get you warm-hearted or sometimes out of nowhere, boo! It scares the bejesus out of you. Well, for some people, that's what they like. And if you're one of those people in this video, it is definitely for you. Hello and welcome back to Anime Undisclosed, where today we'll be revealing the top 10 mystery horror anime. The mystery horror genre has bloomed with some amazing anime over the years. And if you like to get your mind working, focusing on figuring out a mystery, and feeling rewarded for having to endure all of these vicious jump scares, then you're in luck. Before we continue down to the actual list, if you like these kinds of videos, and they help you discover new anime, consider subscribing to the channel, as we release tons of anime-related content, and by subscribing you'll be notified of every time we do it. With that out of the way, let's put our brave faces on, and let's get on with the list. Number 10. Shadow's House. Now, one creation has been relevant throughout horror anime as well as just horror movies in general, creeping people out just by being there. That creation is none other than dolls. Dolls have been a relevant horror tool for writers for a long time, and this anime has plenty of them. Shadow's House follows a huge mansion with the family living in this mansion, each possessing a living doll to do their chores for them. Everything seems fine until a young mistress and her dolls start discovering the dark secrets of the family, and how these dolls actually came to be. This anime is the perfect example of everything seems so nice and chill until it goes sideways trope, and turns into a huge mystery around the dolls themselves. It's regarded as one of the better horror anime out there, and it surely carries the mystery aspect with it as well, so you can definitely give it a go. Number 9. Boogie Pop and Others. Now we're getting a bit more into the outer-worldly horrors. There's just something scary about an entity so much bigger than you, like a god or in this case a shinigami. If you're not familiar with the term shinigami, go check it out before continuing on. The story of Boogie Pop follows one such shinigami, who is said to only take the lives of people who are at the height of their beauty. So in other words, this being knows when you've reached your peak physical potential, and when you'll stop taking care of yourself. So it decides to save you the embarrassment and finish things for you. Of course, when students randomly start disappearing, that's a mystery that a few high school students just can't turn away from. So they go deeply into that mystery to find out things that they couldn't even imagine. Boogie Pop is quite the spooky show, not really having any equals in the Shinigami department. So if you like high school mysteries, this one's for you. Number 8. Shiki. 単なる貧血で人が死ぬものなんですか。それは詳しく調べてみないとわからない。単なる貧血のように見えたし、そうじゃないとしても。When a weird, creepy family moves into the abandoned mansion on the hilltop of your village, and right after a series of mysteries, let's call them situations, happen, you can bet everyone's going to turn toward that family, accusing them immediately. But are they the real issue? That's the mystery with Shiki, and this anime is definitely worth your time. The show does an amazing job of keeping you excited and on your toes, while still keeping the curiosity of what's actually befalling the villagers cranked to a 10 at all times. The suspicion at first is vampires, but is that the case? Guess you'll have to watch it and find out. Number 7. Ghost Hunt. 言葉は神であった。何? Somehow, all the crazy horror stories happen in school. Maybe they're trying to tell us not to go to school. Yeah, we wish. Just like that, in Ghost Hunt, we follow a young girl called Mai Taniyama, who would much rather exchange horror stories with her friends than endure boring classes and lectures. She manages to get forced into a psychic research agency after breaking the expensive camera of one of the agents. This leads to Mai learning about the paranormal that's actually real, and getting into ghost hunting as a profession. and you can guess how many situations this leads to yourself. The anime also has a romance aspect to it, as well as some adventure, so you're sure to get your kicks with this one, no matter what you do. The anime score is 8 out of 10 on my anime list, so unless you're not a fan of ghosts, you can safely give it a go, and know it'll be good. Number 6. Higurashi, When They Cry. When talking about mystery horrors, you just can't not talk about Higurashi. This is one of the classics in the genre, and for a good reason. It's fire all throughout. Cute girls are always a problem, no matter the genre. However, when the anime is a horror, the problem becomes quite a big issue. When a boy named Keiichi moves to a new village, he quickly befriends 4 girls that seem just like the sweetest girls ever. But after living in the village for a while, he learns about a series of, situations that all happen at the end of the village's annual festival. He then discovers that the situations are linked to the 4 girls in some way. But it's too late, as he's already too acquainted with them to just stop hanging out. Getting dragged into a horror mystery surely wasn't the first thing on Keiichi's to-do list. But it is what it is. Who said life outside the city was safer? Number 5. Kemono Jihen.
いつ虫が外に出て被害が拡大するか分かりません。市民を守るためにも自分はその一刻も早く焼き払うのが最善かと思います。
What's a great mystery without a great detective? Kohachi is one of the coolest detectives in anime, but he's not just any detective. He's a detective that specializes in the occult when he's summoned to a village to find out why on every full moon their livestock is being brutally slaughtered. He meets a young boy by the name of Kabane. The two start getting along and patiently wait for the full moon. When that happens, it turns out that Kabane is half demon. When it looks like the mystery is solved, it turns out that even though he's a half demon, he's not the cause of the problem, which only deepens the mystery. After solving this mystery, Kohachi takes Kabane with him, and the two, along with the rest of Kohachi's team, end up doing detective work together, solving horror mysteries one after the other. Kemono Jihen is honestly one of the most underrated anime, and it's a shame that it's so buried in the dust, being better than many of the so-called best anime out there. Oh well. Number 4. Another. This anime tends to be more on the creepy side, as we have a girl called Misaki who ends up passing away. The problem is that the teacher and her classmates keep acting as if she's alive. This leads to some crazy events where many students have situations as a result. You should already know what that means by now. We have a transfer student by the name of Koichi Sakikabara, who enters the class. Soon after people start losing their lives one by one, he meets a girl called Mei and finds out the mystery of these murders, as well as an incredibly disturbing past surrounding Misaki's passing. The anime has an incredibly dark tone, and is something you'd want to watch during the day for sure. Trouble with Sleep has been reported as great success of the creators of the show, so you've been warned. Oh, and also, Mei is Misaki. Good luck! Number 3. Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing Ultimate is a story about vampires. Number 2. Okay. I just have a fear of vampires, but Hellsing is an anime about, well, Hellsing, an organization that is dedicated to stopping supernatural creatures such as vampires. The twist here is that in this organization, the most successful vamp slayer of them all is a vampire himself. The ultimate badass vampire, to be exact. He goes by the name of Alucard. You guys are disclosers. You can guess what it means when you say the name backward on your own. Alucard is the most powerful vampire up to date. No one in the organization can get to him, and since he's bored, he tries fighting other vampires to get a little bit of thrill from his eternal existence. There's more bloodshed in this show than any other, and the story has many scenes of psychological torture. So if you don't have a fear of vampires, be our guest. We'll be going on into number 2. Number 2. Monster.
Blood pressure 120/80, pulse 92.
I will begin extracting the bullet.
The old school classic that no mystery or horror list can go without. Monster is an incredible anime about a Japanese surgeon called Kenzo Tenma, who works in Germany. Since he's opposed to the system that favors big names and is ready to save them before regular people, he often rebels against it. When a man who has been shot in the head arrives for surgery, he immediately starts saving him, even though the mayor is also in critical condition. He gets fired, but this is the least of his problems. It turns out that the man he saved is a serial, man who makes situations happen. Okay, we promise this is the last time. The point is that Tenma is accused of the whole hospital being bloodied up, and that's how the anime starts, with him trying to find the real culprit and reveal the truth. Just one of the best anime in existence. Before we reveal our top pick, if you like this video so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified regularly of all the anime content we put out. All good? Let's get on with the best mystery horror anime out there then. Number 1. The Promised Neverland. The Promised Neverland. It's an anime about an orphanage called the Gracefield House. This anime starts so nice and innocent. The children are happy and live together with their caretaker who cares and looks after each one of the kids equally. Basically, nothing wrong with this anime at all. It turns out the orphanage has a brutal secret. Something really messed up is going on behind the scenes, and none of the kids know about it. What's even worse is that the mom is in on it. 3 of the kids, however, find out about this and decide to work together to help all the kids escape the horror they're bound to experience if they stay. It's the most disturbing anime in the list, always keeping you on your toes. And the fact that it's little kids who are on the line makes it even harder to swallow. It doesn't have your typical jump scares, where there's more shock value. No. Here you wait something to show up, and it doesn't. And only once, you're finally calmed down and in a better headspace. Then you get scared. It gives you the exact feeling of the children in the orphanage. And that's the brilliance of this kind of thriller. It's regarded as a masterpiece for a reason. You just have to check it out if you haven't. And there you have it, fellow disclosers. The top 10 mystery horror anime. Did you find something you'd want to watch? Make sure to comment down on this video if we missed some of the best mystery horror anime out there. The point of these videos is to have people exposed to more and more great anime, so the more anime you can cram into the comment section down below, the better. With that said, we'll be leaving you, mental masochists, to go scare yourselves. So as always, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.